If you're a builder, only building 1 or 2 projects at a time, knowing you could build more, but your conventional financing source isn't allowing you to, then your financing source isn't built to scale. In this video, I'm going to talk about how my hard money loan programs can allow you, the builder, to do what you do best, which is to build. Builders face enough friction when it comes to getting a project approved and permitted, never mind having to deal with friction on the lending side. And at the end of the day, when you're managing multiple projects and you have multiple lenders and you have multiple draw processes, you ultimately have a problem and you can only do so much, and that limits you. And sure, you could build out your organization and ultimately staff it so that you could do more projects, or you could structure the loan correctly and do a deal like I just did recently, where I structured 8 builds all under one loan, all with the same draw process, with the same technology, all done virtually by the borrower on site. It's not always that you come to hard money for, the speed. It can be the structural elements that hard money offers through a blanket loan, as an example, that will allow you to do more. We want to facilitate that growth. That helps us make more loans. We're in this together. We're a partnership. When you borrow from ABL or from me, I'm looking at you as a partner, and we're looking to help you build, not only to close on the land, but to build through the project and to get it sold. And that's important. It's not just about one piece or the other, it's the whole package. And having the ability to look outside the conventional world to a private lending option that gives you the flexibility to not just do 1 or 2 at a time, but to use your same organization to do 4 and 6 at a time, not have multiple closings, not have multiple draw processes. All of that you have to weigh into the efficiency and the maximum output that you as an investor can put out. And I think when you look at the flexibility that private lending hard money offers builders, sure, it's a little bit more expensive, but we've talked about the opportunity cost of capital, or the actual real effective rates that hard money can offer through quick, shortened construction periods and all of that. It's about all of it. It's about the efficiency. It's about the entire process. And I think understanding how private money can work for you as a builder is critical to unlocking your ability to scale. So the real problem with being limited to 1 or 2 builds is simply your inability to scale. And we've talked about that. You can take the same resources and hopefully deploy your organization to build, 4 houses or 6 houses at once at hopefully a lower cost, simply because of the economies of scale of doing multiple projects at once. Once you start cranking, really, it's impressive to watch my builders grow, and we're happy to fund our builders' growth for sure. So think about a hard money loan program like this. A blanket loan program can effectively unlock so much more volume in production from your existing organization without all the friction, without fragmented capital sources, without different draw process for each lender, multiple loan payments, and just the fear of hitting maturity dates and timelines grow, versus having one single loan for all of the builds with one payment, with one draw process. Skill builds houses, financing structure builds businesses. And these blanket loans for new construction are an absolute game changer. So rather than just talk about what it's like to deal with multiple banks, which we know is really painful, let's talk about what scalable builder financing actually looks like. And here, as an example, we offer blanket loans. And blanket loans are such a great tool because it allows builders to do multiple builds under a single loan, which means a single draw process, a single loan payment, but have the flexibility to pay off each and every house on sale individually. And that's called partial release provisions that we structure in so that the borrower, the builder, has the most flexibility to do as many houses as their liquidity and experience will allow. We also offer interest reserves on top of us funding 100% of construction that will allow your overall liquidity to go a lot farther, potentially even do more builds. Having the ability to do interest reserves to do more builds under one loan. The ability to do virtual draws. It's important because a draw process, to me, is equally as important as your speed to close. So here we do a virtual draw process, and that allows the borrowers who are already on site to take pictures, which are geotagged and show that the work was completed on the property we're lending on. And then within 24 hours, we're advancing for the work complete. So certainly we know, and I've talked about my speed to closing, which averages about 2 weeks. We've talked about my speed in the draw process and how important that is. But the overall package, coupled with the ability to do multiple builds under one loan, is an incredible tool, I believe, for builders looking to scale. The biggest mistakes I see builders make usually is underestimating the timelines, things taking longer than they expect. That increases the holding costs, which is your interest carry. It just increases your overall carry. It reduces your profitability, and ultimately it puts a strain on liquidity. Liquidity is number two, right? If you overbuild, things cost more than you think, whatever it may be, it can strain your liquidity. And builders usually are liquidity constrained, is just what it is. So that goes back to the other videos that I've talked about structuring an interest reserve so loan payments are built in, and we can do certain elements of our program to mitigate some of these concerns, but not all, right? You are still required to be the expert, the one that gets through the timeline on time and ultimately, hopefully, has enough money to do that. And speed in our programs allows borrowers to have the confidence of getting through, again, not just the closing, but through the draw process in time, and eliminate, some of that friction. And that's the thing, right? A lot of the builders that I see that are stuck going to banks, and this is the last mistake I'll highlight, is that they're losing sight of that timeline. You want to be in control of that timeline, and you need programs like ours that match your project speed to come in and ultimately provide financing for the project to be successful. If you're a builder and you're serious about scaling, you can't rely on the banks these days. Doing one or two with the banks, great. It's for projects that are going to take a long time. Maybe they're custom builds in the end. They're not spec, but for folks that are looking to get through builds and to scale, your financing has to evolve. It has to scale with you. And programs like mine, blanket programs, hard money loan programs, have the flexibility to be able to give you, the builder, the keys to unlock what you do best, which is build. Your ability to build and get through these projects as efficiently as you can. Your ability to build two more unlocks the economies of scale that is there for you, and your organization can do it. Take it to the next level. Come to me, ask me questions, leave a comment if you have any questions, or just generally reach out. I'd love to size your loan. It only takes a few minutes. I think you'd really be impressed by the programs that we can offer and how it truly can unlock your ability to scale as a builder. As always, thanks for watching. I appreciate the like and the subscribe, and I look forward to the next one.